welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It is 2,000 points, and it is the Orks against the Deathwatch Space Marines, fighting across this bombed out Imperial building here, surrounded by arms and ammunition and containers and generators, but it'll be across this terrain here that the Orks will do battle with the forces of the Deathwatch Space Marines. Alright, so 2,000 points of Orks. It hasn't changed with Chapter Approved, so it's the same list that I was running before Chapter Approved 2018 came out. So I have a Battle-Forged army here. It's a battalion detachment. There is a vanguard and a spearhead in this army as well. So 10 command points, and I've spent one of them to gain an extra relic. Right, so HQs then. Gutrippa is the warlord for the army. Brutal but cunning is his warlord trait, and he has the Killer Claw as the relic for him, an attack squig, a custom shooter and rocket launcher, and then a power claw or the Killer Claw now for taking that relic. Then I'm taking a big mech. Here it's Napoleon Git Smasher with his custom force field on him, and I've also equipped him with a big chopper. Then for troops, just running through the battalion here, to build up the battalion, 3 units of troops, all inside trucks, Ork boys here, 3 units of 10. Each of those has a knob with a big chopper, and there is a tank buster bomb in each of those as well. Then the trucks here, just a standard truck, each of those with a big shooter. Those are the only upgrades for them. Then for the vanguard, I've taken a big mech on a bike here. It's just in the corner. Equipped him with a custom force field and big chopper for him. That's taken from the index. Then a war boss on a bike. It's Zog here. Again, taken from the index and given him the lucky stick relic, and then a power claw and attack squig for him, and then Daka guns on his war bike. Then to build up the vanguard elites, I have a pain boy just here. Gut Stitcher is his name, power claw granted to him, and then 2 other elites, 2 units of tank busters, each inside trucks, just with big shooters for them, and then units of 8 tank busters, all with rocket launchers, the knob there with rocket launcher as well, all with the tank buster bombs, and then each of these units has 2 bomb squigs with them also. Yeah, and I do actually have a 4th elite as well, which is these mega knobs, all with power claws and custom shooters, and then Killsaw Kyle here has the 2 kill saws for him. Then I have a battle wagon here with the death roller, 3 big shooters, and then a kill cannon and grot riggers as well for that transport vehicle. Then spearhead, 3 heavies, so the battle wagon makes up one of those, and then I've got 2 units of mech guns, all with the custom mega cannons, 2 units of 3 with 5 grot crew for each of them. So it is a big enough Ork force here, a different route from a lot of Ork players using lots of Ork boys. This time it's more of a mechanised Ork force here with a grand battery in support, and then plenty of Ork characters. So we have clashed before. I think we've played each other Orks, yeah, against Deathwatch, but now times have changed. There's new missions available, updated points. Orks, no adjustments here, but Aaron has been had some points to use and to spend to increase the size of his force. So that'll be interesting to see now how these 2 armies cope with each other after all the chapter approved modifications and so on. But we'll take a look now and see what Aaron Allen has in his Deathwatch Space Marine army. Alright, so 2,000 points to Deathwatch. Aaron has added 2 or 3 extra units here, so the force has expanded in size. We'll let him run through what he has in his 2,000 points list.
Okay, so this is my 2,000 points of Deathwatch. I have a battalion detachment. We have 3 HQs. We have the Watchmaster. We have a librarian in Terminator armor. He knows Might of Heroes and Null Zone, as well as Smite. And we have Artemis as well. Then we have 3 troops, 3 squads of Marines. This squad here has 2 melta-guns and a Deathwatch shotgun in it. The front squad over there has 2 frag cannons in it and a vanguard veteran, and the squad at the back has the Infernus heavy bolters and also a heavy thunder hammer in that. Then we have in our elite slot, we have a unit of Terminators. There's an assault cannon and a heavy flamer in that squad, and a dreadnought at the back with an assault cannon, a dreadnought close combat weapon with a storm bolter underneath. Then heavy support, we have a Land Raider with the twin las cannons. There is a hunter killer missile on that with a heavy bolter and a storm bolter as well. And then our flyers, we have 2 Corvus Black Stars. These are identical with assault cannons, storm strike missile launchers, and hurricane bolters. And then finally we also have a drop pod. That's my 2,000 points.
Right, so that's Aaron's list here. Great to see them reach 2,000 points and all the adjustments and so on for chapter approved. And a debut here for the 2 flyers. We've seen one of them being used and it's an effective unit, but now Aaron can use 2 of them here in this list. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next for this game. Alright, so the mission that we're playing is from Chapter Approved 2018. It's mission number 1 for Eternal War. It's Vital Intelligence. So we're gradually going to work our way through all of the missions here in the new Chapter Approved book. So we're excited here, but we'll start with mission number 1. So Vital Intelligence. There's 5 objectives on the board. One's been placed centrally. Then there's one, you draw a line all the way to each corner, and then halfway along you place another objective. So objective number 5 is in the middle. Then objective 2, 3, 4, and then number 1 is just here. So an even spread across the board for these objectives. It's Vanguard Strike for the deployment. We've already organised that. Orks, we randomised deployment, and then Orks have chosen to go this end here. So behind this line of orange dice will be the Ork deployment, and then behind the other line of orange dice will be the deployment for the Deathwatch. So deployment is different here. In this mission, armies are deployed in their entirety. So Aaron will deploy all of his army first, and then the Orks will then deploy all of their army. So interesting, a twist from the usual way missions are played in 8th edition. So that's the way deployment will work. So the way points are picked up here in this game, each of these objectives is worth 1 point a turn. But then we also, at the start of the battle round, roll the dice up. Then on a 6, all of the objectives become active, or if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, then the corresponding numbered objective becomes active. And instead of 1 point being gained, they're worth 2 points each. So just a spread of objectives across the board, and it really means that both armies need to dominate the table as much as they can and try and rake in as many objectives as possible. Slay the Warlord is available. Line Breaker is available as well, and then it's First Strike now in this mission. So it's basically first blood, but both players have a chance to get it. If you destroy an enemy unit on your first turn, then you get First Strike. So a point is available for both sides for that early kill on turn 1. Yeah, so you were just saying it is only turn 1. So if you don't get First Strike on turn 1, you then lose it. You can't try to get it on turn 2 and onwards. So an interesting change there. But it all sounds good here. Looks a good scenario, and I reckon both sides should be able to pick up a good number of points, so hopefully it'll turn out to be a close game. But it's very hard to predict Warhammer 40,000. It could go either way. We'll start making our deployments now. So Deathwatch will deploy entirely first, and then the Orks will make their deployment. And the way it works now, Aaron will deploy first, and then he will go first unless the Orks seize initiative on a 6. Right, so just to mention the terrain that we're using in this game, the battle map is by gamemat.eu, and then some of the terrain sets from them as well. So the industrial terrain set here, I've made my own modifications to it, and gradually working my way through it and sort of doing my own paintwork and adding transfers and so on. But that's the industrial terrain set, this one here, and then this building over here. And I've also added some wire mesh upgrades to it, just to so I can put figures on a level surface on top. And then the different containers and so on across the battlefield from gamemat.eu, all from that industrial terrain set. So I've painted up another one here. These containers are from the terrain set as well, and also these boxes also from that terrain set as well. But check out gamemat.eu. They do some great battle mats for games of 40k, and also terrain sets available from them as well. Right, so deployment's finished. We'll take a look at the Ork deployment. They deployed second, but Deathwatch have deployed the Watchmaster here on the extreme left-hand flank here, hidden by these pipes. Then here, this is empty, this transport here, the Land Raider. Okay, Aaron's going to use it for its firepower, so the Land Raider's just there. And then the 2 flyers here stationed at the back. I think they're out of range of all of the Ork firepower, which is good, just in case the Orks go first. So inside this one is the Librarian and the Deathwatch team with the Infernus Heavy Bolters. Okay, and inside this squad, Artemis has joined them. Frag Cannon team and Artemis. Okay, so heavily laden here with the Deathwatch Marines inside both of these flyers. These 2 units will be pivotal here. The firepower, manoeuvrability that comes from them, and the ability to deliver units on the battlefield as well. So just looking at Aaron's reserves here, they're inside the 2 flyers. Then here, this squad's gone inside the drop pod to deep strike down, and so too of the Terminators. They'll teleport strike onto the battlefield as well. So great thing about Deathwatch, they do have the option, the tactical flexibility to turn up different places on the battlefield. The way we're going to play reserves here, turn 1 you can bring reserves down into your own deployment zone only, and then turn 2 onwards, the usual rules for deep striking units. So then one other unit on the battlefield, and that is the Dreadnought just stationed here on the right hand side. Just keeping in mind the objectives, like objective number 1 is just over there, so the Dreadnought preparing to move out onto that. So Ork deployment here, no reserves for them at all, everything they have is on the board. So on this left hand flank, Zog has been given responsibility to sweep round, make a flanking manoeuvre on the left. So there's him, and Gutrippa has granted him 2 units of Ork boys inside their trucks, ready to move out and sweep round on the left. Then in the centre, useful Grand Battery here, so the 2 units of custom mega cannons, Napoleon Git Smasher in amongst them, granting them all the 5+ invuln save and the ability to repair models as well. I just stationed a truck here at the back just to watch out for deep strikers coming in, just sort of to give some protection to the Grand Battery here. And then Gutrippa's group here, 2 units of tank busters inside their trucks, then the custom force field here, the big mech on the bike, and then Gutrippa is inside the shuttle bus, the battle wagon with the death roller, or the bone breaker as it's called, with the death roller upgrade on the front. And then inside there is Gut Stitcher, the pain boy, and also the 4 meganobs. Okay, so that's deployment done. Just to mention, Patreon here, 2 gold level supporters now, Marcus Anthony and also Paul Cook as well, so they get a shout out in this battle report, and thanks to them for their support of the SSWG Wargames Club. So we're done here for deployment. So the way the rules work now, it's just a 6+ to seize the initiative. Aaron will go first unless the Orks roll a 6 or roll a Tau dice here looking for a 6. It's very unlikely, but you never know what could happen. Oh dear. The sigh from Aaron here, the Orks have seized initiative. It wasn't meant to be, but the Orks will go first. The interesting thing is a lot of their guns, the guns are out of range of the flyers, but there's other targets that may well be in range. Could be trouble here. We'll not apologise, though. The Orks will not apologise for going first. We'll go on to turn 1. It should have been the Deathwatch, but Gutrippa has seized the initiative. Right, so turn one for the Orks here, just about to move. This is a good situation for them. The guns are deployed nice and far forwards. We do have targets that we can fire at, and lets the Orks get a turn ahead with their manoeuvring. We can make an aggressive move out, see if we can reach a number of these objectives. We have rolled up to see which objective is active. Rolled a 5, so it's the central objective here. We're going to mark it here with this little ammo runt just here, so he will mark where the active objective is. On a 6 it could be all 5 of them, but it's a 5 that's been rolled this time, so the centre of the board. So the aim for the Orks here will be to hold this one, number 2. We're going to go for 3, 1, and may get to the central objective as well. It's definitely worth it for 2 points. The Orks got a chance here to rake in a good number of points and try and go for first strike and manoeuvre themselves into a good position. We'll go on to movement now. Here for the Orks, we did say that 40k can be unpredictable. It's exactly what's happened here. The Orks have stolen the initiative. So the engines rev, the dust clouds start to form as the Orks prepare to move out. Right, so movement for the Orks here. The ground battery has remained exactly where it is. And then we've kept this transport here as well, just waiting to see what happens as far as deep strikers are concerned. We have split off. Zog's sent one of the transports across. One of the trucks has advanced and gone on to objective number 5. Then across here, swinging around onto objective number 1. And then across the other side, Gutrippa's made his move, sticking to the roads here, nice and orderly from him. The Bonebreaker moving out with the 2 units of tank busters. We've sort of had to queue up a little bit, struggling to make our way through here, and then the big mech on the bike swinging around with them. They're all still within 9, still get their 5+ invuln save. So that's movement done for the Orks, quite straightforward from them. Sort of a Horns of the Buffalo style approach here from the Orks. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Aaron has a Psyker. Yeah, still be a psychic phase for him, but the Orks have none. There's no weird boys in sight. We'll go on to shooting next. Alright, so shooting phase for the Orks. We'll start off with this mech gun here because it is in range of the Dreadnought all the way across there. So we'll fire at him. That's the only one that's in range with this custom mega cannon. So D6 shots here for this gun. 1. We'll leave it as it is. 1 shot, need a 4+. And he missed. So that's the first one completed. So useless from him. It is hit and miss with these. There's 5 left to fire here. Right, so the guns here, we're going to fire them. I was going to fire them all together, but there's mortal wounds that can be picked up on these, so we're going to have to roll them one at a time. They're all in range, all in line of sight, and we're going to go after the Land Raider just over there. So it's a difficult task here for first strike, but it would be certainly helpful for the Orks to try and break that vehicle. So this one here, number of shots is a 4. Needing 4s. So 2 hits, no mortal wounds. Then we'll be on strength 8, toughness 8, so 4s for wounds. Double 6. Right, so 2 wounds to get through. This is a good start from this grot gun here. It is -3, so Aaron will get 4 up save.
4,
yeah, because he's played prepared positions here for 2 command points just to grant some protection for his army. Save 1. Be D6 damage unless you want to command reroll that one.
Yeah, probably will.
Okay, he's going to try and block the damage here.
Yep.
Which he has. Okay, he's regained a command point. What grants you that?
Lord of the Hidden Knowledge.
Lord of the Hidden Knowledge. Okay, so he's regained himself a command point when he rolled up before the 2 command points being spent for prepared positions. So that's the point regained for the battle round. So that's the first gun. I think it's going to be a tough task here for these. The next one, number of shots, just the 1. 4+ for a hit. We do get the hit. 4+ for a wound. No wound coming through. We're halfway through the battery here. Next, number of shots. 3 shots. Alright, so we're not going to come up. That's a mortal wound. Not going to command reroll. Just leave it. 4s for a wound. We do get the wound, so another 4 up save required here. If this is fouled, it will go through. No, he's rolled a 6. Well done. This is good here. Land Raider is unscathed at the moment. Another 4 shots coming from the 5th gun. Yeah, 2, not bad. 2 more wounds. Here's a bit of trouble here. 2 4+ required. No, 2d6 damage all of a sudden. Oh, it could have been a lot worse. 4 wounds taken on the Land Raider. Could command reroll that. It's mightily tempting. Yeah, well, command reroll. Comes a 4. All right, so 7 in total. So 1 gun left. 5 shots. I think that's the highest output so far. 2 hits. We do have a mortal wound taken and a bit of Daka here as well, which generates nothing. Which generates another mortal wound actually. So 2 mortal wounds taken. 4s for wounds, none. All right, so that's the Grand Battery has fired here, and they've caused 7 wounds on the Land Raider. I think Aaron's happy enough with that. The power is, there's definitely the power there to wipe out larger units, but this turn they have struggled. All right, so Grand Battery's made some impact here. 9 wounds left on the Land Raider. We're going to fire the tank busters here, and squigs are just about in range, so we're going to fire with those as well. So 18-inch range for them. So we'll fire the 2 squigs first of all. Not going to play any stratagems, just going to play usual firepower here for the tank busters. 2 hits, I believe it's Daka applies for that as well. So that generates another hit. Strength 8 again. 2 wounds come through, and these are -2, I believe. Yep, so 3 up save, yes. There's a cock dice, yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
2 passes, great. Okay, so squigs can be removed now, detonating themselves, making no impact here against the Land Raider. It is a tough target. So we'll get 8 shots now. Needing 5s and 6s to generate extra shots. And we're on rerolls here as well. So this is a really good start here. So 4 hits. We'll generate an extra shot from that with Daka, which misses. It's rerollable, which still fails, and then the 4 misses. Oh, crazy. Now what happens here? Is this more Daka?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay, we'll play it that way extra. I think it is, yeah. So we'll go for extra shots here, which are then rerollable. So rerolling these.
Yeah.
Which generates an extra hit. Okay, so so we're playing it here. It's getting your 6s to hit generates your extra shot, and all of my shots are re-rollable because of the tank hunters special rule. So that's generated all of those hits. 4s to wound. Unbelievable.
Bye bye, Land Raider.
Yeah, that's crazy. 8 saves to make. You might survive here. It's still -2, so 3 up saves required. If Aaron fails 3 of these, he'll be destroyed. He's failed 2. He's still alive. Unbelievable. Okay, so Land Raider's down to 3 wounds left. But Tank Busters, what a display of firepower from them. So I've got a 2nd unit Tank Busters. They are just about within range. We've already checked the range there, about 2 or 3 inches in. So no squigs from them, just going to be 8 shots. So 2. There's an extra shot here. I'll just do my rerolls first here for the misses. Okay, so that's that. We then get 2 extra shots, which hit. One of them hits and rerollable. That's it. Okay, so 6 this time. It is scary here for Tank Busters. And then we're looking for 4s to wound. Now, surely the end is nigh here for the Land Raider, but the amount of firepower it's absorbed has been incredible. Yeah. No, it's failed 2. That's 6 wounds, 3 remaining. So Aaron can roll to see if it detonates. Fortunately for the Deathwatch, there's nothing inside. Aaron's just going to use that for the firepower and doesn't detonate. All right, but Land Raider gone. First strike achieved here by the Orks. A combat-based army, but firepower can be deadly from them as well. Okay, so we've resolved the rest of the firepower here. The height of these vehicles, we could see the Watchmaster just hiding behind. You can just see him just there. So he was shot at here, took 2 wounds from a kill cannon, got some wounds there, and he had to duck a load of big shooter firepower come through, a number of saves to make, but passed on 2+, no problems. He's been wounded, but he's still alive. But the big dent here is the loss of the Land Raider. Aaron can console himself here. It was a cheaper version with chapter approved, but it's still been destroyed here. It's gone well here for the Orks. They'll pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points this turn for objectives being controlled. So it's a good strong start from them. We'll see how the Deathwatch respond. They'll be a bit restricted this turn with the reserves that they can bring down. Turn 2 will be important for the Deathwatch, but Aaron does have plenty of resources still to call upon here in this game. Great tactical use there. The flyers are available with their firepower and to manoeuvre into position, so the game is far from over yet, but Orks have started strong for sure by seizing initiative and laying down some decent firepower. Okay. So with firepower complete, there's no charges to take place here, no overwatch, everything's out of range, so that'll mark the end of the turn here. We'll go on to turn 1 now for the Deathwatch Space Marines. Alright, so moving for the Deathwatch here. This game is far from over yet, for sure. Orks would be unwise to rejoice at this stage. They've taken out the Land Raider, but you can see Deathwatch immediately responding to this Ork advance. So both the Corvus Black Stars moving out here. A mortal wound caused, Aaron flew over the top. What's that called? The
Black Star Cluster Launch.
Black Star Cluster Launch, okay. So mortal wound caused against Zog. And I think Aaron's positioned himself in a way where he can target this character here. So this one's now empty. He's dropped off the squad just to secure objective number 4. So Aaron will get a point for that. The Watchmaster that was behind the piping there has since moved and advanced across just behind the burning Land Raider. So he's made it to there. Dreadnought's made a regular move, heading off towards the objective, and then we've seen these two. So units still inside. That's the unit with Artemis still inside this flyer. So that's movement done. Terminators have not descended down, neither has the drop pod with the other Deathwatch Marine squad. Movement complete. Psychic phase potentially, yes, the Librarian is on the battlefield, so we'll see what Aaron decides to do with the Librarian. Alright, so Psychic phase is complete, the Librarian out of range, so no powers have been manifested this turn. So we'll go on to shooting phase next. This will be the interesting area here, what kind of damage these flyers can do. I've seen the damage that one of them can do, they're pretty good. Now there's a pair of them here available to shoot. Alright, so we're in the middle of shooting phase here. Aaron has fired the Dreadnought, Stormbolter and the Assault Cannon. 3 wounds in total caused here against the trucks. It's down to 7 left. And that's that. So we're down to the flyers now. Choices to make. Loads of targets. There's no problem for want of targets here for these flyers. But I think Aaron wants to try and take out Zog. He sees him as a threat here, the second in command for the Orks. And Zog usually dies in games, but we'll see. Just thinking.
Just going to change mine slightly.
Yes.
Storm Strike missiles into the truck. And
yes.
The others, the rest of it.
Everything else into Zog. Alright, so 2 targets he's going to go for now. Right, so, and it's coming from this one here. Right, so 2 Storm Strike missiles going into the truck first of all. Power of the Machine Spirit. No, this doesn't apply to these, sadly. So it is the -1 to the hit rolls. But Aaron's going to use a stratagem here to try and get a hit at least.
Nope.
No, alright, so no hits from those 2. Okay. Alright, so 2 rockets have missed. Now it's Hurricane Bolters into Zog. Should be a ton of shots coming through here. So they'll not be affected by the movement, so.
Because of the Auspex array.
Okay. 5s to wound. We're toughness 6 here with the Warboss on the bike. That's not bad.
3 wounds.
So 3 saves here. Need 4+. No, found 2, so another 2 wounds taken on Zog. So he's almost half killed. He has 7 wounds in total, so 3 wounds in total taken.
Assault cannon.
Okay, so, oh yes, there's an assault cannon here. This could be enough to finish him off. So 4's required.
3 roll ones.
Right, so it affects all the weapons.
Yep.
Nice. So this will be 4s to wound now. Strength 6, toughness 6 here, and it'll be -1 to Zog's save, and that'll be enough to kill him. Yeah, 5. Ouch. 5 pluses. That's 2. Zog's alive. 1 wound remaining. He's surely doomed. This one's still to fire, but Zog in a sorry state has been shot to pieces here by this fly. Alright, so declaring all the firepower here. Assault Cannon's going to go into Zog. That should finish him off. There's 1 wound to pick up. And then the 2 Storm Strike missiles and the Hurricane Bolters are going to go into the transport. 7 wounds to try and bring that down. First strike available here. Aaron should pick this up. So
Assault Cannon.
Assault Cannon, here we go. To kill Zog here on turn 1. That's a good start. Dear me. There's a lot of hits. They'll be forced to wound. 5. 5 saves to make. I have to go one at a time. He's alive. He's alive. Yeah, he's failed. He's a goner. And then the other ones were that and that. No, 3 wounds taken. So Zog is finished off. A shame. Nice model, but he is dead. So we'll miss Zog. He's a useful model to have in the army, but usually gets shot to pieces quite early on. And once again, Zog has been picked on here by Aaron. It's pretty much every time I played you, I think you've killed Zog off pretty quick. Alright, so Zog's gone. So the rest of the firepower now into the transport here. So, Hurricane Bolters. 3s for hits. Maybe 5 wounds.
4.
4, okay.
5, sir.
5, yeah. 4 pluses to save. Yeah, we say 3. So 2 more wounds come through. Half destroyed it now. It's down to 5. And you could finish it off if you get 2 hits. This is the Storm Strike missiles. Double miss. Painful, that. That's annoying. It's the -1 to the hit rolls there for heavy weapons. One of the downsides, one of the plus sides of the reroll ones, that is useful. But the heavy weapons struggling here to hit. Right, so that's the firepower done. All resolved here. Zog's been taken out. Aaron has now picked up first strike as well, so be happy enough with that. One of the key Ork characters has been neutralised. The turn's not quite finished. An attempted charge here. Roll-up charges in Overwatch next. Alright, so no damage from Overwatch, and Aaron has made it into close combat here against the truck. So it's an 8 needed, and Aaron rolled a 6 and a 2. For Overwatch, we're playing it that occupants cannot fire Overwatch. It's just the vehicle itself, just the unit being charged. So it's just the big shooter that we fired. Did get a hit, but no wound caused. To resolve this combat here, the Dreadnought plunges in this fight for objective number 1. Alright, so 3s to hit here with the Dreadnought close combat weapon. I think Aaron might be able to destroy this transport here.
Yep, 3 hits.
Okay.
Strength 12.
Oh, 2s to wound.
There's 3 wounds at -3.
No armor save.
3 damage.
9 damage. Okay, we're just going to check Ramshackle if it applies to all damage or just for shooting. I imagine we might get that. Right, so it does apply. Roll all 3 dice because the damage is the same. I need no, hang on a second. I need a 666 to stay alive. No chance. Okay, roll to see if we detonate. No, we don't. Okay, we'll disembark the models. Maybe we'll lose some casualties there, rolling 1s for them. But that is the turn finished here. It's ended on a good response here from the Deathwatch. They've taken out Zog and now destroyed the transport as well for the Orks on this left-hand flank. So Deathwatch, they're not trying to deal with the whole Ork army, but they've picked an area and focused on that and have done very well. Alright, so turn's finished now. We disembarked, we lost 1 of the models, no problem for morale, so 9 Ork boys here. There's some potential with them. There's a tank buster bomb inside this boy's squad. There's a big chopper there as well, so we could still cause trouble for the Dreadnought. But the turn is over now. Orks have struck out, and then the Deathwatch have responded, and they've responded very well, so the game's definitely on. The turn now switches over to the Orks, so we're going to their second turn. There is an advantage for them now. They get a chance to strike back here against the Deathwatch. Still, Aaron has plenty of reserves to come on. Terminators are not on the board yet, and a drop pod's available here with the unit inside with the melter weapons as well. But Orks, they're well spread out here on objectives. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a dice here to see which of these objectives is going to be the one that's active. So we'll just roll that now as we go into turn 2. It's objective number 3, which has a death roller parked on top of it at the moment, so I think the Orks will be happy enough for that. That's worth 2 points, and just the regular 1 point for all of the others as well. But turn 1 comes to a finish. Both sides have exchanged blows here. Difficult to call at this stage. We've got a nice even fight lined up here. It's anyone's game at this stage. The Orks prepare to go into their second turn. Turn 2 coming up now for the Orks. So moving for the Orks here on turn 2, you can see we've set up a ring of fire here to try and protect these guns. So Ork boys have disembarked from their transport. This transport has since moved just over to here. Just trying to create a zone here to try and block off units like the Terminators and the drop pod and so on, just trying to make it a bit harder for them to land near these guns. So Orks are disembarked, Ork boys disembarking here, and also across the other side. These advanced to get to where they needed to be, just to here, 12 inches in total. Then 8 inches from the others they haven't advanced, disembarking along the front. Transports remained where it is to pick up a point for objective number 5. This one's just gone over to the back. And then manoeuvring here taking place, remains stationary here with Gutrippa, usually on the advance. We want to pick up the 2 points there for objective number 3. And then we've shifted back here with tank busters, tried to advance with this transport to get it in range of the flyer, but rolled a 1. Command re-rolled it and rolled a 1 again for its advanced moves. It has fallen short, will not be in range of this one, but this transport's gone 12 and is in range of this Corvus Black Star. And then just repositioning the big mech, the custom force field, still granting the 5+ inv save to all of those vehicles. Then across here, Ork boys have just moved 5 inches, able to shoot across here, chuck some tank buster bombs, and then potentially charge if they need to against the Dreadnought. So that's movement done for the Orks. We're just still focusing on the middle ground here, not heading off towards the back line of the Deathwatch at this stage. The shape of the game can easily change when Aaron brings down his reserves. So movement done. No psychic phase here for the Orks. We're going to go on to their firepower next. Alright, so we're going to kick off the Ork shooting here with the unit of tank busters that's in range of the Corvus Black Star. We've activated the Stratagem Mordaka here, so 2 command points used up. We've got 5 left, and it means on unmodified rolls of 5+, we will get our hits and bonus hits as well, and it's all re-rollable as well for firing against a vehicle. So the moment of truth here for the tank busters. They can be a scary unit. We'll see what they can do here. So 5s and 6s. Eek, okay, we'll do our re-rolls here. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. So 3 hits come through, no 5s here at all, and then we generate ourselves some extra shots, which will miss, and they're re-rollable. And they miss again. Now that could have been a lot worse here. 3s to wound, strength 8, toughness 7. Just the 1. It's at -2. So Aaron get a 5-up save here to escape clean from this. Nope. It's a 2. Alright, so 3 damage taken, but I think he'll be happy enough just to take 3 damage on the fly. Right, so working on shooting it, we're just working through some other units. Ork boys here, tank buster bomb here, and pistols firing up caused A wounds. Aaron's now down to 10 on this Corvus Black Star. Loads of big shooters firing through the range 36, picking up no wounds. And then the big shooter from here fired through and picked off one of the Marines on the squad in the distance. So I'm just sort of saving these. What to do with these? There's 2 Corvus Black Stars to try and deal with here. If we don't pick these flyers off, there may well be a lot of trouble here for the Orks. But the firepower is potentially a bit hit and miss with these, but the firepower is there. Before I fire these guns, I'm going to fire across here to see if these Ork boys can do any damage against the Dreadnought. Tank buster bomb. This is D3 shots, 2 shots, even 5s. We do get 2 5s. All of a sudden, 2 hits coming through here. 3s to wound, 2 3s. These are at -2, I believe. So 5+ to try and block here. Oh, he's pulled out 2 6s. Unbelievable. Very good. That was a scary moment. That Dreadnought was in a lot of trouble. Alright, so 5 pistols there, but great result for that Dreadnought. Alright, so yeah, we fired the pistols and no impact there. So that's the Ork boys, their firepower resolved. So we've pretty much just got these guns left to fire. Alright, so I'm actually going to fire the first gun at the Dreadnought here. I'm going to try and take him out. It can cause trouble here at objective number 1. So, D6 shots. These are so hit and miss, these guns. 5 shots this time. This is the randomness of these. We'll need 4s to hit. Just the 1 hit come through, and there's a mortal wound being caused as well. We'll add that on in just a moment. We do get an extra shot here with Daka, which misses. Alright, so just the 1 hit come through. 3s to wound. Does wound. It's -3. 6-up save required. No, alright, D6 damage. It is a 1. Gonna command reroll this. So the damage is a 3 instead. Okay, I'm loath to do this. Going to fire another gun. We've been mortal wounds. Been tracking them, by the way, and repaired one here. Napoleon repairing the mortal wound here in the movement phase. So D6 shots. This might be the last gun to fire here. We've got to focus on the flyers. 6 shots. Oh, you can't complain here. Their little gits are loading the shells in as quick as they can. 4s for hits. Not so good. And 2 mortal wounds caused as well. So mortal wounds, I put them on, that's those 2, and then we get ourselves an extra shot here. Need a 4. Another hit. Alright, so 3s to wound. Oh, please. No command reroll left. 1 wound comes through. And Aaron can try and save. No, alright. D6 damage. 5+ to kill this dreadnought here. 2. Alright, so 2 more wounds come through. Right, third gun, going to have to do it. If I don't kill that dreadnought, I'll regret it, because it's going to fight at its full potential, even if it only has 1 wound left. Number of shots. 1 shot. It could still be enough. 4s for a hit. Oh, please. Oh, dear. The 4th gun. If there is one, we'll check line of sight here, getting kind of desperate to try and finish this dreadnought off. Or I could leave it to the Ork boys to finish it off in close combat. Yeah, with 3 wounds left, we'll leave it at that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're now going to fire these at the flyers. Right, so we're going to go for the one with 10 wounds left, which is this one. It is empty, but it's going to be the easy one to kill with less wounds remaining. So, gun number 4. 4 shots. We need 5s to hit now. We get a hit and a mortal wound. So the wound that was restored can be put back on. That's onto him. Okay, so we're going to self-destruct ourselves here if we keep shooting. 3s for a wound. No. Right, gun number 5. D6 shots. It's a 2 here. So yeah, we're playing whole face and it's a 2, it's no problem. 5s for hits. Oh, it's the randomness of these guns. We get an extra shot here as well, which misses and causes a mortal wound as well. So that's on him. Almost all the guns here are damaged. There's little grots fry themselves here with these shells coming through. 3s for wounds. Oh, please. Unbelievable. The last gun, D6 shots. 6 shots. Primed and ready to go. 5s for hits. I think I've just killed myself. Shocker. Bring back the Gorkanaut here. We'll ditch these and get a Gorkanaut back in play because I've just 5 wounds. I've already got 2. So he's gone. We'll check to see if it explodes. Surely not. All right, yeah, then there were 5. He's gone. So overheating here. Extreme firepower being used, trying to bring these flyers down. And this grot crew here have just singed themselves to death with the firepower coming from the custom mega cannon. That is bizarre. 5 1s being rolled there in that round of shooting. So, does that get any hits? I don't even hit the target.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't even hit the target. That's strange. All right, so firepower resolved then from these guns. That's pretty much all of the Ork firepower done. Right, so that's the firepower done. As I said at the start, these are hit and miss hits. Sometimes you can fire one of these and you can take out a Land Raider with it, and other times you can do bizarre stuff like that. So they're great fun. But a bit frustrating if you're trying to get stuff done in a game. So both flyers in very, very healthy condition here. Nothing we can do about that. Can't assault them. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. We'll see if we can take out this Dreadnought. But Orks struggling here. They were set up to do well, but they have struggled here on turn 2. All right, so 2 casualties taken. We've made it into combat, no problem. But 2 of the Ork boys hosed down with the assault cannon on Overwatch and the Stormbolter rapid fire. No damage from that. So we're on to charges now. We'll resolve this combat. See if we can at least take the Dreadnought. That'd be great for the Orks to try and take that unit down. Right, so this combat here, Orks will get to strike first. We've got the boys lined up with their attacks, and the knob here as well of his big chopper. We're Goth's clan, so 6s to hit will generate extra attacks. So this is the knob first of all. See if he can do it. So he gets 3 hits plus an extra attack, which misses. And then we'll be on 4s to wound here at strength 7. 1 wound comes through and it'll be at -1, so 4 up save here. No, if you want to command reroll it, it's 2 damage if it comes through. And he's going to command reroll. And no, 2 damage. 1 wound left now on the Dreadnought, so a good chop there from the Ork knob with the big chopper. Right, so it's down to these 18 attacks here from regular Ork boys. Need to try and pick up 1 wound here. So 3s, there's a shocking number of 1s. Again, using Tau dice here doesn't mix well with the Orks. But that's the hits coming through. We get ourselves an extra 3 attacks. An extra hit. Then we need strength 4, toughness 7, so 5s to wound. It's all down to one blasted roll of the dice to see if it survives. 3+, surely Aaron will survive.
Yep.
Gets the 3. Well done. Dreadnought survives and can fight back with 4 attacks. Okay.
12, so
2s to pulverise. Oh, boys.
Yep.
3 of them brought down. Right, so combat resolved here then. We take another casualty for morale, rolled an 8, needed a 7 in total. So 3 Ork boys still fighting on against the Dreadnought, but not a good turn here from the Orks. This will create an opportunity now for the Deathwatch. Remember, Aaron has these at his disposal. Units still inside here, plus the ability now for the Terminators and the drop pod unit to arrive somewhere on the board also. But the turn is finished. The game's far from over yet, both sides plenty of units left, but Orks have struggled here at this stage and has created an opportunity here for the Deathwatch to try and get ahead in this game. As far as damage is concerned, as far as holding objectives, the Orks are looking good and looking strong at this stage. We'll get a point score now to see how many points the Orks have picked up. Right, so we do hold on to this one. We've got 2 models in there, plus these are troops anyway. So there's point picked up here, point here, and 2 across there. So it's another 5 here for the Orks. So as much as they're struggling in this game, the points are still flowing in. That's what this vital intelligence scenario is all about. Turn's finished. Here, tactically, strong for the Orks. Performance-wise, bit of a disaster here at this stage. Gutrippa cursing the day that he used grots here to side with his army. But the game's still on here. We'll hand over to Deathwatch now on turn 2. Their turn 2 coming up next. Alright, so turn 2 here for the Deathwatch Space Marines, and this is the important turn for the Deathwatch where reserves arrive and the Orks are surrounded here, multiple units turning up at different angles, and they're being harassed by these flyers as well. So it's looking really good here for the Deathwatch, I think, at this stage, but we'll see what kind of damage they can do. If the damage is significant, they could cripple the Orks here. If not, the Orks could retaliate here with brute force, but we'll see. This unit here has been dropped off by the Corvus Blackstar, and then the 2 flyers, one's gone off here, the other one's gone off across the other side, both using their Blackstar cluster launchers. 1 mortal wound dealt out on this unit of boys, 3 mortal wounds dealt out on this unit of boys just here. Drop pods turned up at the back, just enough room, keeping 9 inches away here from the Ork truck, and then again keeping 9 inches away from any Orks. These squads just disembarked there. That's a couple of melters in that squad. And across here, Dreadnoughts remained in combat, just 3 boys, or 2 boys in the knob to remove. And then around the other side here, this is over at Aaron's deployment zone, the Watchmaster's advanced, making his escape away from over there. This squad has remained on objective number 4, and then the Terminators have turned up just at the entrance here to put some fire into the Orks as well. So Deathwatch here at every angle here against the Orks. I think that's the way they should be played. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Advanced move made here by the Librarian. I think he's in range for Smite to try and help out the Dreadnought. Alright, Psychic Phase finished. Ork boys gone. An 11 rolled up, and then a 6 for mortal wounds from the Librarian. So an excellent display from him, and has helped the Dreadnought out here. There's nothing you've got that can repair vehicles. No, so just 1 wound there. The Dreadnought lingers here, stays alive, but it can now sit on objective 1. That's going to pick you up a point, actually. Yeah. Great, yeah, we were securing there with troops, but now the Dreadnought will help Aaron pick up another point for objectives. So that's good here. So good start with the Psychic Phase. We'll go on to Shooting Phase next. This is the critical point here for Deathwatch to see how much damage they can do. Alright, so here we go. Terminators, they're just through the entrance. You can just see them there. They're going to fire. Aaron's going to spread the fire, the lower caliber stuff going into the Ork boys, and then melter into this one. Okay. So Stormbolters then going to go into the Ork boys. There's 7 of them left here. He's looking for 3s, and then it's Hellfire shells, so it'll be 2s to wound here. All of them except 1.
All of them except 1, so that's 7.
7, okay. So there's the ruin here, but some of our models are not in, so we're not going to get cover. 6s. Save 1, but 6 Ork boys brought down. I think that's just going to leave the knob alive. Yeah, so that's not so good. All right, so there's a wound here on the knob as well, so just one wound remaining. All right, so Assault Cannon next to try and finish off the knob. He's taking a wound here as well, so...
This will be forward.
4s to hit. Yes, because deep striking counts as moving, yeah. 3s for wounds, 2 come through, it's -1, nothing we can do about it. The knob's... Oh, he's in cover, but then it's -1, so you know he gets 6s. Nope. Alright, so knob gone, and that screen has been removed very effectively here by the Terminators. Good firepower support coming in from them. So Orks dropping like flies here. But I suppose they're doing their job. Their aim was to try and protect the guns. Orks protecting grots. Don't know about that. Right, here we go. This is the melter. Yes, yeah. 3s for a wound.
Yep.
Goes straight through. It's going to bypass the armor. So straight d6 damage. It is a 4. That's good. And then a 6 for ramshackle. No. All right. So 4 wounds taken. 6 remaining here on the Ork truck. So that's a good result there. Terminators, excellent fire support from them. And that's just one unit. Aaron's got multiple units set up here to cause trouble for the Orks. Right, so next slot, squad here. Look at the angles that Aaron has. Different squads turning up all over the place. So this is, we've got to watch out here for Deathwatch. I think in this season, their ability to strike from multiple angles. But this is exactly, I think, how they're meant to play. So, do you want to go...
We'll do the bolters first.
Bolters, right. Bolter shots are going into here, into these Ork boys, to try and, again, remove this screen away from these guns.
All hit.
Yep.
Hellfire shells, so went on 2s. So it's all wounded.
All wounded, okay. So then we'll get 6 up saves. Save 1. 3 Ork boys brought down. Okay. Right, shotgun next. Xeno Purge.
Yep.
Slugs. 2 hits. This is good here from the Deathwatch. Oh no, double 1.
Nope.
Okay. Right, then melters next into the truck. There's potential there to destroy it if Aaron rolls well. 3s for hits. That's 2 hits. 3s for wounds. 1 wound gets through.
I'm going to command point that.
Shot.
Yep.
Gets it straight past the armor. 2d6 damage, needing a 10. 8. Ouch. Ramshackles. 6s. Yes, it is a piece of junk. this X Razorback here from the Imperial Fists. So that's going to be a total of 5 wounds instead of 8. So 5 wounds left here on the Ork truck, and a damage bracket for that. Then across here, the Stormbolters fired across here and brought down another boy. So 5 casualties taken, 5 left in this squad, and the other squad's been wiped out here at this stage. So still the 2 flyers to go. And also this squad here, I know how deadly that is, here with the 2 frag cannons available to shoot as well. And the Dreadnought is no longer in combat, and so he's available to shoot also. Yeah, so Assault Cannon is going to fire into... This one is just about in range of this mech gun. It's got 1 wound taken. 3s for hits. Aaron hasn't moved. The smite just cleared away the Ork boys, and so he's able to shoot here. 3s for wounds. Wounds all come through, it's -1. So we'll take 5+ invuln saves here, being granted by Napoleon Git Smasher, which block 2. Alright, so 2 wounds taken, so it's half destroyed here, but the mech gun's still alive. There's Stormbolter rounds as well now. Okay. 1 hit, 5s for a wound, does wound, and a 5 up save. No, another wound taken. Right, so Aaron is going to fire the squad next. The 2 frag cannons are going to go into this gun here. It's already taken 2 wounds. Aaron needs 4 wounds to try and destroy it. And the bolters are going to try to continue to clear away the Ork boys here. So there's definitely a plan that Aaron has here. Very orderly execution here of this Xenos foe. So
the bolters first.
Bolters first, alright. So I think there might be a little bit of rapid fire here. We'll just double check. Possible 12 inches here. Yeah, so one is just about this guy here. The Howling Griffin's representation gets an extra shot.
Okay.
And this is your guaranteed 2s to wound.
Yeah.
3 more, alright. Save 1, but taking 2 more casualties.
Okay, so the frag cannons into the...
That one there at the back, yep. Yeah. Okay, so here come the frag cannons.
I have used up a reroll already.
Oh, this is the high caliber shot coming through.
So this would be strength 9, -3.
-3, so we'll take the 5 up invuln save. We save 1. Tempting. Half tempted to go for command reroll. What's the damage on that?
2.
Oh, no, we'll take it. All right, so damage comes through here of 2. So we've kept it alive. If we'd have fouled one of those, we would have died. So thanks to Napoleon Git Smasher, one of the mech guns remains alive here. All right, so this is going well here, but this is a very early stage of the game. This is only turn 2 here. A lot of damage being caused now from both sides, but Deathwatch definitely causing more trouble, and the Ork army beginning to shrink in size. Zog's gone. Ork boys becoming an endangered species here on the table as well. We're going to go on to the flyers. Aaron has these 2 flyers here, Corvus Black Star. So this one, Storm Strike Missile is going to go into the truck. The Assault Cannon is going to try and finish off him, and then the Hurricane Bolter is going to try and finish off the Ork boys. So good spread of fire here. So Hurricane Bolters come through. Needing 3s.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. And then 4s for wounds. I reckon he should be able to finish off the Ork boys here. Yeah, 6. Yeah, we're goners unless we get a 666 here. No, so another wipeout. Ork boys gone. So they've kind of done their job, but it's cost them their lives here. They've been hosed down entirely here to try and protect these mech guns. So Assault Cannon next, try and pick up 2 wounds off of this gun here.
Okay, so this is 4s.
4s, yeah, because of the -1 for heavy. And it'll be 3s to wound. Toughness 5.
Just
2 wounds. We'll take invuln saves here of 5+. Need to pass 1 of these to stay alive. We have passed 1. Another wound taken. Gun still remains alive here. God, Napoleon's going to be busy here. He's got a lot of repairs. There's about 10 wounds here to try and repair on these different guns as they either take damage or self-destruct here with their firepower. So Storm Strike Missiles, 2 shots into the yellow truck.
1 hit.
3s for a wound. Hey, no Kamari are available. Still 5 wounds. So no Kamari are available here. It's been used up. So missiles haven't taken out the truck here. Aaron sees the need to try and crack open these tank buster units here. Still 1 flyer to go. It's the one across the other side, just there in the corner. So firepower available from that. The Ork boys destroyed, but they are the screening kind of units here for the Orks. They are the expendables for the Orks. Zog, it would have been useful here, the collapse of this flank, and it would have been great to have Zog available, but he's not around. He's been hosed down and dealt with here. But Orks, they're taking damage, shrinking in size, but there's definitely still potential here. You can't write the Orks off yet at this stage. We'll see what Aaron decides to do with the remaining flyer. So, yeah, sorry, there is another unit to fire here. It's Artemis. And he's going to try and pick off a wound here, see if he can do something heroic. Gets his hit. So it's just going to fight special issue, is it? Or?
Yeah.
2s for a wound. Oh no, he's rolled a 1. Nothing he can do about that. Alright, so foul there with him. Maybe delete that scene from the video here. Or, no, we'll just keep it in here. The Orks are doing the editing. So Corvus Black Star. Alright, so 2 Storm Strikes are going to go into here again. Seeing that as the need to take that out. Assault Cannon and Hurricane Bolters into this one. Aaron did want to go after this one here, but 24 ends about here, so just out of range. He's in range of these. I was going to say 4, but that one's dead. These 3. So he's going to elect to try and take out this one here, the one that's actually securing an objective.
1 hit.
This is Storm Strikes, right, okay.
So, yeah.
3s to wound.
Yep.
And -3, I think.
Yeah.
So, no, we'll take an invuln save here, actually, from the Big Mac on the bike with his custom force field, which doesn't hold, and it's straight 3 damage. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. We'll try and save our command points. Got 4 of them left for other things here. So, we drop down to 2 wounds remaining here. The truck's in a sorry state, but it's still alive, and the occupants are still protected at this stage. Assault Cannon. Again, 4s needed. Oh, this is a twin assault cannon. God, this is good. Nice lot of shots.
Okay.
And 3s to win. 5.
5, yeah.
Again, we'll take an invuln. Glad to have these invuln saves here, granted by Napoleon's custom force field. Wow, it does help out. 2 wounds absorbed by that field, and 3 wounds taken. So 2 wounds left on this one. But these guns in a sorry state, but 5 of them still alive here. Right, so Hurricane Bolters to see if Aaron can finish off one of the guns. Just the 6 shots because he's out of range, out of rapid fire. 5s for wounds. 2, that'll be enough. 5 pluses. Oh, got one. Another gun clings on with 1 wound remaining. Unbelievable here. Thanks to Napoleon and his custom force field. Alright, so shooting resolved. We since resolved heavy bolter rounds coming through here at Aaron Frank the truck, struggling to see these. So he's hit that at a 1 wound cause, order 5 up for a save, so no extra damage taken on that truck. Still has 6 wounds remaining. That is shooting phase complete. Pretty good. Deathwatch focusing on the screening units here to protect the Orks, and almost taking out a number of mech guns. Damage report for them is no damage here, 1 wound taken, 5 wounds taken, 5 wounds taken, 5 wounds taken on this one. Alright, so mech guns in trouble. The question now is assault. Can Aaron make it into close combat? I think he wants to charge in here. Artemis available, this squad available. Maybe a charge across here, I'm not sure he wants to do with this squad as well. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so we're in the middle of charges and Overwatch here. I just thought we captured this because I've rolled up 3 shots of this and I've just rolled that. So we've got 2 hits here, and it's Artemis that's charging in. Aaron gambled, moving in. These are craters here as well, so it's -2 to the charge rolls because they'll have to cross the terrain here to reach the guns. So going to get 2 extra shots here as well for Daka. No, alright. 2s for wounds. We'll say that's a cock dice, so I'm going to re-roll that one. So a cock dice again. And it's not terrain here, this is what base is here. Right, so we get that wound. And I'm going to command re-roll this one. Yes, alright, so we'll use up a command point for that. I've got 3 left. So yeah, 2 4+ invuln saves, otherwise there is trouble here for Artemis. No. That's going to be 2d6 damage. This is a crazy twist here from these grots. How many wounds does he have? 5. Is it worth command re-rolling? No.
You can't. This charge phase have already command re-rolled.
Already command re-rolled. Yes, right. So earlier on, Terminators had charged here, rolled a 5 and a 1, and Aaron used the command re-roll to get them in, which they did. He rolled another 5, so he got 10. So they made it into combat, but it's the expense of losing the re-roll here for Artemis. So my re-roll's used up as well for this phase. 2d6 damage to say goodbye to the captain. 8 wounds. He's gone. He's been pulverised here by an overheating, damaged.
He has a 6 up. Ignore wound.
Alright, so there's a long shot here that Aaron has. 8 dice. You need a ton of 6s here to stay alive.
No.
Not enough, no. 7 wounds come through in the end. But Artemis is gone, and he's been slain by grots. Well, sort of directly, indirectly. It's not actual grots. He wasn't beaten up by them. It was just their big gun he got hit by. But a bit of a surprise here. One of the characters is brought down, destroyed, much to the discouragement of this squad that's preparing to potentially charge as well. Or do they want to? I don't know. Charging into the guns here is looking nasty at this stage. So, we'll just roll to. Just want to know if he would have made it in.
Oh, right.
This is a what if situation. Would he have made the charge? 11 inches. No, he wouldn't. 7. Okay, so it was all in vain. Now across here, Aaron's going to try and charge the same gun. A bit of revenge here, potentially. D6 shots from these grots. 6 shots now. Oh, they're saying stay away. Don't come near us. 6s for hits. Nothing. So 0 on Overwatch. So it's just a straight... It's not going to cost the squad anything. And a straight 11 required to make it into combat. No. All right, the guns are safe here. All right, so attempted charge, no here. 13 inches across to try and reach this gun. So this squad's going to stay where it is. And Aaron doesn't want to charge the truck with the tank busters. And then Aaron's just moving in his models. He's already rolled up for that charge just there. So we'll resolve some combats next. Terminators should be able to kill the truck here. And then that'll grant Aaron another point as well for the objective, number 5. All right, so Power Fists here. 8 attacks, need 4s. God. Now, if you were Goths, you get a load of extra attacks there. And then 3s for wounds. God, this truck is mincemeat here.
It's 5.
5. -3, straight through the armour, so it's 5d3 damage. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to roll. This is for the 2 3 damages here, needing 6s. Double 6. That was weird. Alright, so that drops to 1 damage a time. And to stay alive, I need to roll 6 here to turn that 2 damage into a 1. It's so weird. Oh, he's got a chain fist arse, okay. That's so weird. Right, so that's 5 damage. So I've got 1 wound left. Because of the horrendous construction here of this vehicle, it's kept it alive. I mean, it's any type of damage, but we've already checked this here. It's for shooting and for damage that comes in from close combat as well. So it's all down to a chain fist needing to cause just 1 wound here on this truck to finish it off. Right, so 2 attacks with this chain fist, needing 4s. Double 1. Oh, no. Oh, no, charge phase, and then...
No, I'm just going to leave that. That's
okay.
Advantageous enough for me.
Okay, so truck in a sorry state, 1 wound remains. We can fight back here. Oh, 1 attack, because of the state we're in, and we miss. That's it. So that's his attack's done. That's the end of the phase here. So Aaron will still get the point here. So the mission's still been accomplished. This vehicle, it probably looks like a wreck now. Even though technically it's still alive, but a point picked up here, point picked up here, point at the back as well. So Aaron will get 3 points here this turn. So beginning to catch up here with the Orks tactically as far as securing points is concerned, and it denies the Orks as well. So Orks aren't going to get 5 now; they've got less as we go into their 3rd turn. But turn finishes here for the Deathwatch. Not too bad. It's been a pretty good turn from them. They've wiped out infantry units and have caused trouble here in close combat here for this truck. That's been virtually destroyed, and the Ork army has been thinned out. But is it enough here as we go into the 3rd turn for the Orks? A lot of their heavy firepower, heavy infantry remains alive, and there's always hope for the Orks when Gutrippa still remains on the battlefield. We're going to turn 3 now for the Orks. Alright, so just zooming out here to give you an idea of the battlefield. You can see the Ork guns clustered around here. That's where the Terminators are, just fighting in amongst the ruins. And across here, this is a squad that turned up and took out the Ork boys. There's the Dreadnought there, just holding on to objective number 1. And then off in the distance, in Aaron's corner, is the squad and Librarian. It's just giving you an overview here of what's going on. The 2 flyers you can see have flown over the Orks. Gutrippa and the Tank Busters are in this cluster down here. Ork truck, and then the drop pod and the squad just there. So you can see Deathwatch dotted about all across the board here as they try and break down this Ork army, and Ork resistance in 2 areas here, the big guns and also Gutrippa's squad, or Gutrippa's brigade here. We're just wondering where to go. We can't be across the whole board. We've got to keep the whole game, the whole mission in mind to try and secure objectives. So objectives, remember, is central, and then objective 1, 2, 3 and 4, like so. We're going to go on to the 3rd turn here, just thinking about what to do with the Orks. This is stationary. This group here can just provide firepower support, and the question is what to do with Gutrippa and his lads. Firepower available from him with the Tank Busters, and also some close combat potential with the Meganobs and Gutrippa himself. We'll see. We'll go on to the movement now for the Orks on turn 3. Alright, so movement's complete here for the Orks as they try and respond to this attack here from the Deathwatch Space Marines. So mech guns remaining where they are. We've restored a wound on this one of Napoleon. Then we moved the mech bike across. He's restored 3 wounds on this one, so good mechanical work from him. Then Gutrippa's group has broken up here just to try and deal with the flyers and also with infantry squads as well. So the Bonebreaker battle wagon is now empty. It's headed off in this direction, just keeping an inch away from this flyer. Potential charge across here and to put some firepower across. You can see Grots here making their way in, or the bomb squeakers, you can see them making their way inside the drop pod here. That's this. We've gone 6 inches with the yellow truck here, and the bomb squigs are in range here of 18. Just shifting, keeping in range, but shifting out of the way to let the battle wagon through. We've backed off with the other, had to pull the other one out of the way to let the battle wagon through, so it's just gone over to there. And then before we move, disembarked here with the Meganobs, rolled a 2 for their advance. I command re-rolled that and rolled 1. Disastrous. So I've got 2 command points left. So they've lagged behind. Gutrippa rolled a 5 for his advance. He's miles ahead. And then trying to catch up here is Gutstitcher as well. So Gutrippa leading the charge here to try and take on the Terminators. He's lost patience here, waiting for Grots to try and destroy targets with firepower, and has decided instead that close combat is the better option. So he's headed up very cinematic, and it looks exactly the way it should. The war boss here ahead of his bodyguard here, charging headlong towards the Terminators. He should make his charge. As to whether any of these other units can help him out, we'll have to see. Trucks remained in combat with 1 wound remaining. And this truck here's moved up 12 inches, heading off in this direction. Potential line breaker later on, and just to cause some harassment here. That's that empty transport at this stage. So, I've got no Ork boys left, have I? No, the 2 screen units are gone, and the unit up there was destroyed. Yeah, so none. So it's no Ork boys now. It's down to Grots and characters and the more elite section of this Ork army. So, movement's done. Yes, we have rolled up for the activated objective. It's number 2 now, so the Orks will be happy about that. They will pick up 2 points for that there, unless we roll 4 ones. All right, so laughing, but it's, you know, it could happen again. So we'll go now on to shooting phase next here for the Orks. This is an important turn for them here. A chance with the Deathwatch units spread around, a chance for them to cause some damage or not. We'll see. We'll go on to the shooting phase next. Right, shooting phase here. We're going to start with the yellow truck. We're going to fire 2 bomb squigs into here, and then we're going to put all 8 shots into this flyer. We're going to use up our last 2 command points with more Dakka stratagem being used, so 5s and 6s to hit the target and generate extra shots. It's all re-rollable here against vehicles. Same for the squigs as well. We play the stratagem on the whole unit. So squigs first of all, 2s to hit. Re-rollable against the vehicle. We've got the hits. 3s to wound. That's it. Just 1 gets through, so we'll not destroy this drop pod here. And it's -2, so 5 up save, which Aaron makes. Squigs used up and 0 impact from them. Maybe the Marines left out some little treats for them, and they haven't detonated. They're just having a munch here inside the drop pod. All right, so that's that firepower done. Now we're down to the serious business of firing these tank busters. Here we go. 5s and 6s. It's okay. Re-rollable. That's better. And that will generate extra 5 shots. 3 more hit, and it's re-rollable. No, okay, so we've got 8 hits come through. This is against the flyer. 3s to wound. So 6 get through. So Aaron's going to need 5s and 6s hit. Oh, he does roll well. Whoa, 9 damage comes through. Not enough to destroy it. Alright, so 9 wounds taken. The flyer's not been destroyed. It's a good start here from the Orks, but they've not taken the flyer. There's 5 wounds left. Alright, so 5 wounds remain. I was tempted to fire the other tank busters at them. I'm going to fire the other tank busters at the 10 wounds remaining flyer here. So 8 shots. The squigs are all gone. No squigs left at all in the army now. They've all been used up. So 6 is here. Re-rollable. 666. That's a good start. These are hits which will generate extra shots as well. Re-rollable, first of all. So that's the normal shooting done. Now I'll take the 3 extra shots, 6s, and re-rollable. Another 1. Alright, so 4. 3s for wounds. 2 wounds to get through. So 5 pluses here to try and block damage. It's block 1. Alright, so 3 wounds taken, down to 7 now with the Corvus Black Star, but both of these still very much alive. Orks definitely causing damage, but both flyers remain in the air. So Aaron just removing a model here. That was big shooter firepower coming through from the yellow truck, and then we fired the other big shooter up at the flyer and got no hits. So that's the tank busters and their transports fired completely here. So that's that done. We've got guns to fire, and there is firepower available from the Bone Breaker here as well. Just fired the Bone Breaker here. Big gun fired up at the flyer, no damage. We've just pulled out 6 wounds here against this squad. That's 3 big shooters combining their firepower. So Aaron's going to roll up some 3-up saves. It's fouled 3. Ouch. Squad's been hurt here. So pretty good firepower. I do like giving lots of big shooters there to the Bone Breaker. It's a cheap upgrade. and that's strength 5, particularly useful here against Marines. 2 of them left here against the firepower coming in against that squad. Alright, so pressing on with more shooting here, we fired the big shooter from here at the Dreadnought and missed, just trying to pick off 1 wound off that thing, and then, yes, we just rolled up. Gutrippa has his combi rocket launcher, paid the points for it, and he's just rolled a 6 against this flyer. That 6 generates an extra shot. Yes. Missed. Okay. 3's to wound. Oh, it does wound. It's -2. This is 3 damage here, potentially. 5 up save required. Gutrippa. No. He's done it. Oh. Gutrippa fires a rocket into the sky here. Actually hits the fly. 1 wound remaining here against the Corvus Blackstar. Yeah, we'd caused another wound here. It's combi custom shooter shots coming through from these caused a wound here as well. So in total, 1 wound remaining here against this Corvus Blackstar. So all the vehicles have fired. Gutrippa, the Meganobs have fired. That's in close combats, yes. All the firepower that we have... No. Dakka guns. On the back, it is a war bike, so we're going to put some Dakka gun shots into this flyer. Yeah, 3 shots each, got 2 of them. So, needing 6s. Oh, you're joking. 3 hits. Generates an extra 3 shots, which will miss. 5's to wound, strength 5. 1 wound, typical. It goes down to a dice roll here. Normal save, 3+. 1 or a 2, the fly comes down. He saved it, all right. So that's that firepower done there. Just look around to see if there's anything else, and then we're going to turn our attention to these volatile guns here. Multiple targets. We need to bring that flyer down. The other flyer needs to go. There's Terminators to soften up. There's this squad, can't ignore them. And there's a Dreadnought to try and pick off also. So decisions to make here with these guns, where to fire. All right, so I think I need to kill this squad here. They'll cause trouble. So I'm going to fire this gun here at them first of all and see what happens. The number of shots. 2. We need 4s for hits. Okay, so 2 hits here. 2's to wound. Yeah, just the 1 wound comes through. It's -3, so a 6 up save. Nope. No, right, so we killed a Marine. At this rate, it's going to take the whole battery here to bring these Marines down. So just a Marine at the back? Yeah, okay. So we'll go for this gun here, the heroic gun. Number of shots, 5. It's very hit and miss with these. As I try and take 6 to average them out a little bit. 4's for hits, that's better, because that is no mortal wounds and 2 extra shots, which gets another hit. 2's for wounds, here's trouble. They've all wounded, and it is 4 saves and 6s. Now there's trouble for the squad. Yeah, 4 casualties taken, ouch, that's painful. There's a gun here. Well done. Okay, so all of a sudden, this squad's been cut down. We'll fire a 3rd gun into them. So we'll go for this gun here. So I'm going to skip this gun because it can see the Dreadnoughts. I'm going to be careful here. I'm going to fire this one instead at this squad. It can see. D6 shots. 5 from him. That's very good. Needing 4s. We've got 2. That'll be enough. An extra shot. And not forgetting this 1. That's a mortal wound. Oh, phew, that's all right. That's one of the healthier ones, so you can take a mortal wound. And we've got ourselves 3 hits. 3's to wound. Or 2's to wound, sorry. 2 wounds come through. 6 is required, otherwise the squad's been wiped out. No, gone. Alright, mission accomplished. That helps protect these. So this squad is destroyed. That's quite a pivotal moment here in this game. That was a powerful squad with some decent weaponry here. Would have caused havoc in amongst the guns. But they've been entirely removed. And we've got 2 guns remaining. This one here and this one here. Okay, I'm going to try and destroy this flyer because Aaron's kept the 2 melters alive here from this squad. So we'll go for... See, he's blocking... It's blocking my route here to charge. So we're going to fire this gun. Yes, this gun here. We haven't fired that one yet. We're going to fire this gun into that squad. So number of shots, 5 shots again. This is good from the grots. Needing 4s. Get 3 hits. No mortal wounds. Get 3 wounds coming through. Surely this is the end here for these as well. They're gone as well. Another squad deleted here by the firepower support coming from these grot guns. So you can see sort of the tactic here for the Orks. These sit here in a key point on the battlefield and they just distribute their firepower in whatever direction. And that's what they're doing here at this stage. So well done to the Grots at this point. So Napoleon here just patting the head of a couple of these Grots here, congratulating them on their efforts so far. So they pulled themselves together. They don't want the same fate as the burnout we've seen there. And so they're getting their act together here and beginning to shoot properly, as they should. Okay, so yes, so the last gun's going to fire at the Dreadnought here. D6 shots. Give a good send-off for the turn here. 5 again. Oh, Aaron groans in despair. 4s for hits. Oh, no. 4s for... Yes, that's the 2 extra shots come through. And then 3s to wound. 2 wounds to get through. It's -3. It's double 6 to survive. Yeah. Oh, dear. Here it is. Nope. No, Dreadnought destroyed. Doesn't matter if it explodes. No. So no. We'll just want to see the Grots just to add to their celebrations. No, it doesn't explode. All right, but it collapses here in a smouldering heap. The Grots have taken out 2 squads of infantry and the Dreadnought with 1 wound remaining. So some cheers here being heard from the little gits as they celebrate their firepower for this turn. So you can imagine the prep talk that took place here. Napoleon Gitsmasher having a word with the Grots here, saying, well, if you don't get your act together, Gutrippa's going to pay you a visit. Scared the life out of the little blighters here, and they've managed to start shooting more sensibly here, and it's really helped the Orks out. What a rally here from the Grot guns. A menace they are proving to be here for the Deathwatch in this game. I think that rounds off the shooting here, and all of a sudden Orks may have put themselves ahead here. I think Aaron's agreeing, yeah, thanks to the Grot firepower. We'll go on to Charges and Overwatch next. Should Gutrippa, and I'll not even ask the question, he will go in, or try to, you'll not be able to stop him, but will he be supported is the question by other units. We'll do Charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so Charges have gone ahead and the Bodyguard has not made it in. Using Here We Go, but still failed, so the Meganobs didn't make it into close combat. Gutstitcher rolled up next and he made it in, so he's charged, and then Gutrippa following up behind. So we've got to do well here against these Terminators. Aaron is armed with power fists here, and that will munch through Gutrippa's wounds no problem. So you couldn't stop him. Tactically may not have been a good idea, but you can't stop Gutrippa once he's set his sights on a target to charge into. So I'll roll up his attacks first. He needs 2s to hit. It's not -1 because of the Killer Claw relic that he has taken. Alright, so the way Gutrippa's equipped here with a combination of the Warlord trait and then also the relic, the Killer Claw, he's on 2s to hit rerolls. 6s for Goths will generate extra attacks, and he's on reroll to wounds, and it's 4 damage a time. So the potential's there. The invuln save may well help Aaron out. 4 attacks here, needing 2s. Okay, we'll reroll this one. Still failed. That's not so good here. 3 attacks get through. 2s to wound, rerollable. Yeah, so 5 up invuln saves to make here. If Aaron passes a number of these, Gutrippa will be in trouble. No, 444, and it was 5s required. Tough choice. Does he command reroll? I'm going to command reroll. Needs those Terminators alive. No, 3 of them hacked down here by the Ripper. His Squig, not forget Hooligan, the Squig here, gets his 2 hits. He gets his wounds. He gets 1 wound. So my question is, reroll wounds, I think it's for the claw only. Alright, so yes, just the 1 wound comes through. It's only reroll wounds for the Killer Claw. So -1, 4 up save, and it's only going to be 1 damage here, just the Squig takes a bite, but Aaron saves that, no problem. So the question is, are you going to interrupt play at this point? It may be the one chance you get to kill the Ripper. But Aaron doesn't have many command points. He's got 3 left. He could do it and interrupt and try and take out the Ripper. Yeah, so Aaron actually had 2 command points left, which he is going to use. He was thinking about it, so maybe there's some other stratagems he wanted to use at some point in the game, but he's going to burn them off here. So both of us have used all of our command points up. A chance to kill the Ripper here. So, Power Fist. He falls. Double 6. Oh no.
Strength 12. Oh, no, strength 12. Strength 10, is it?
Strength 8.
Strength 8.
Double the strength, yeah. So 3s to wound. 1 wound gets through. -3. It would bypass the armor straight away, so you can immediately roll your damage, which is just the 1. And we've got no command points available here, all used up. So 1 wound taken on the Ripper. All right. Yeah, I think Ripper's going to survive here. Yeah, not going to kill him. Chain Fist. 1 hit comes through. 3's for a wound.
Yeah.
Wound, and the
-4.
-4, right, and it's a straight 2 damage. But Ripper lives here. This is the key point. All right, so 2 more wounds taken here on Gut Ripper. So that's him done. Ripper survived. That's the key point. He's taken damage. He's got his Gut Stitcher nearby to help him out to do some repairs if Gut Ripper survives onto the Ork turns. That's good. If Gut Stitcher survives as well, it's a character here, so might be exposed to some firepower. We'll see. We're going to fight with him next. All right, so Gut Stitcher here gets 4 attacks. In 4s, we get 2. We've got an extra hit here for Goffs, which also hits strength 10. 2 wounds come through. So -3. 2 invuln saves to try and protect these Terminators. 1 will survive, and the other one takes D3 damage, which is a 3, which becomes 2 wounds. So another Terminator brought down here in this close combat. Ouch, you gotta say ouch here. These 2 Ork characters causing trouble here for these Terminators. And I have to say, if there wasn't an invuln save there, they'd be long gone. All right, so I think that marks the end of the turn. Orks can now, I believe, can reclaim this objective. We've got more models here. We don't pick up that one. We're not manoeuvred onto there. We get 2, 3, and that's it. We're not on other objectives, so 3 points picked up here for the Orks. That's not too bad. Still points flying in for them at the end of their turn 3. All right, so turn's been resolved. Morale's fine. Aaron's passed. The last Terminator of the Chain Fist remains in play, and that'll mark the end of the turn. The Orks have bounced back here. I think we're both in agreement here. The Orks have bounced back. With firepower's been good, especially from here, and then close combat sort of rounded it all off. But this was the pivotal point here. Grotz ruined the first turn for the Orks, and the second turn as well, but in the third turn they really have bounced back and helped the Orks out, and that's contributed here to then the other results that have got through. Some decent firepower from the other Ork units, and then Gut Ripper rounding the turn off well with some decent close combat. Difficult stage now. We're going to turn 3 for the Deathwatch. Both their flyers are still in the air, but one of them in a sorry state, and Aaron also has squads here at the back, but looking a bit thin on the ground here after the Orks have dished out a fair bit of damage. We've gone to the third turn now for the Deathwatch in this game. Alright, so movement here for the Deathwatch. Desperate stage here. Orders have been changed. Forget the battle. It's all getting a bit personal here. He's going after Gut Ripper. This has happened a number of times in our games where Gut Ripper's just been singled out as the unit to bring down. So wanted, dead or alive here. Gut Ripper needs to be brought down. This fly gone into hover mode with these, and they've spun around 20 inches across. So closest model, Aaron's positioned it so that you can shoot at Gut Ripper with this one. Can't fit this one in here, so it's just moved across, and we'll be able to fire at all these different targets. And then Librarian has advanced, moving across to try and help out and try and get within smite range as well. But options cut down here for the Deathwatch. The Marines that were here are gone. The Terminators are gone, and the lone Terminator, by the way, what's it called? Beacon Angelus pulled him out of combat and has gone over to there, right at the back line, and then the squad that was here has been destroyed as well. So that multi-angled assault has been dealt with here by the Orks, and so change of orders here, going after the war boss. At least the Deathwatch can say, well, we took out the leader. So that's the aim. Seems to be the aim of most people that fight against Gut Ripper's army. There seems to be a bit of privilege here of taking out Gut Ripper, but people don't realise Gut Ripper never dies, so it'll all be in vain. Yeah, so we'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Have to hold fire with the guns and let the Librarian use his psychic powers next. Right, Psychic Phase complete. Smite failed to go off here. The closest model was Gut Stitcher. He was the target and visible, but failed to activate Smite. No rerolls available. Both of us have used up our command points. So we'll go on to Shooting Phase next. We'll see if Gut Ripper can survive. Alright, here we go. Everything into Gutrippa from this one. So he's in a damage bracket with 7 wounds remaining and has moved. So it'll be 5s and 6s here and 4s with the Storm Bolters. So first round will be...
this is the assault cannon, so 5s and 6s.
5 and 6s with the assault cannon. Gutrippa has 3 wounds left. Surely he'll die. Yeah, and with that kind of dice roll, he's he's not going to last here. Okay. Just going to check my toughness. I'll be toughness 5. Not toughness 6, toughness 5.
Yep,
4 wounds. Oh no. Gutrippa has survived. He's taken 2 more wounds. He's got 1 wound left. So 2 wounds taken. Just rolled up here. Gut Stitcher's nearby, and the ability that Pain Boys grant. We've rolled a 6 there, so we'll take one of those wounds away. It's Gutrippa. Last turn's fine. We didn't roll any 6s for the other 3 wounds that came through. So Gutrippa has 2 wounds left here. Before he's brought down. So this is the rockets, very high caliber tank busting rockets here being used against Gutrippa. Oh no, 5 and 6. 3s to wound. Both wound. Minus 3. And think. Anything we can do? No, we're just going to have to roll for Gut Stitcher. If we need... Yeah, I need 5 6s. No, okay, so Gutrippa. As the impact of the missiles there actually missed Gutrippa himself, but the impact in the ground, Gutrippa thrown up into the air, then lands safely in the back of the truck. And the truck's simple job is just to take Gutrippa away for major surgery later on after the battle's concluded. But we'll just remove the model from play, but the Gutrippa's certainly not dead. He'll be stitched and patched up and will live to fight another day. But for the purposes of this game, the model can be removed from play. Well done, our secondary mission complete there. Slay the Warlord, you will get a reward for it as well. Tactically, a point picked up for Slay the Warlord here. Gutrippa is out of play. But it took a tank buster rocket here to finish him off, but Gutrippa's gone. So good play from him. That's Aaron declared all the firepower from this flyer into him, so that's that shooting done. We've got this one to shoot, and a little bit more firepower, and it's the shooting phase finished for the Deathwatch. Alright, so rest of the firepower done. 2 decent rocket hits here against the Meganobs, brought 2 of them down. That was from this flyer here, and then other firepower went into them as well. Assault cannon, we passed our saves. Also passed our saves for the Hurricane Bolters, so 2 casualties in total taken on the Meganobs, and then heavy bolter firepower trying to pick up the last wound. 1 wound did get through, we saved on a 5+ there with the truck. So that is shooting phase done. No assaults to take place. Just a bit of morale here for the Meganobs, and the turn will be finished. Alright, so no problem at all. Morale passed, order 2, and that marks the end of the 3rd turn here for the Deathwatch. So we'll get some points, which will be 1 point picked up, just the objective at the back there being secured. So Aaron will get another point picked up there. That's the end of the turn here. We've gone to the turn 4. We're rolled to see where is active now in the fresh battle round. It's number 5, which is the central objective again. Works out well for the Orks. 2 points available for holding the middle ground. It's worked well for them. The spread that the Orks had, sort of a large cluster here, then the horns of the buffalo spreading out here meant that the Orks picked up some early points here in this game. So tactically still looking strong for them. We'll go on to turn 4 now for the Orks, who are, well, leaderless at this stage. Who's going to take over? We know it's Gutrippa, then it's Zog, and then I guess we'll say Napoleon's in charge now. So plenty of options here actually for HQs to take over, but Napoleon is the 3rd in command. He's been nominated now as the next in command to run the Orks from this stage on. Right, so movement done for the Orks. Shifting off now, lining up to head off towards the deployment zone for the Deathwatch. So picked up the Meganobs and 12 inches moved by the Bonebreaker battle wagon. Tank busters flanking them on the right hand side, and then this truck moving through, the yellow one. We've moved him around, restored a wound, then restored a wound on this gun with Napoleon Git Smasher, and then trucks on the move. The truck that was here has advanced, gone 8 in total through here, and this one has gone 16 in total, 12 plus 4 for an advance, so heading off to try and claim that objective later on. So Orks rallying together now, heading off in this direction. We've not forgotten about the drop pod. We'll be able to lay down some firepower from here, hopefully to try and finish it off. But we're going to shooting phase now for the Orks on turn 4. Alright, shooting phase complete here. You can see the flyers have gone. That was firepower coming in from the tank busters and also the battle wagon there. Shots coming through with the big shooters. The last wound being picked off by the big shooter firepower coming through. We fired the big gun from the kill cannon from the battle wagon here. It finished off the drop pod after the tank busters had put 6 wounds through, and then tank busters from here finished off the other flyer. Then the guns were freed up, so we fired those. First at the librarian. The first gun fired through put 18 wounds in the librarian, so he was blown to pieces, bits of black, blue and red armour flying across the board. And then it is extreme with these. One causes 18 wounds against the character. These two here get 1 shot each and roll 1s and cause a mortal wound on themselves. So it's from one extreme to the next of these. The other two firing through, though, pretty effective. They could see through the door and across and have caused trouble for that squad. It's just the Thunderhammer left there, just one model remaining. So this stage in the game, Aaron's going to concede at this point. So we'll end the game here. Orks will pick up point here. 2 points here. Gutstitch is in there holding the objective, just hiding behind the line of sight blocking wall. And then across here, reclaim the objective on the right-hand flank as well. Didn't quite reach this objective with these 2 trucks, but Orks poised just to sweep through this area after they dealt with the Deathwatch assault. So, game's finished here. It's been a good game here. Orks itching to get ahead here, but they had to be wise. They had to anticipate as best as they could the Deathwatch assault coming in. It was impressive when it landed turn 2 here. Aaron's squads arriving at various points on the board and causing havoc here amongst the Orks. But the Orks weathered the storm, and perhaps what was pivotal was keeping these big guns alive. Their firepower started to tell in the later turns of the game, and also tank busters here, nice and cosy inside their transports. In the end, it was too much for the Deathwatch in this particular game to deal with. I think what also helped was the loss of turn 1. The Land Raiders' firepower would have been very, very helpful indeed, but it wasn't to be. The Orks seized initiative, and perhaps it was that initial season initiative here that helped the Orks get ahead in this game. But we'll get an exact score now in victory points here. It should be pretty good for the Orks. They've managed to sit on multiple objectives here at each turn during this game. Okay, so we've got final score here. The Orks got 17 points for objectives that were held and an extra point for first strike. And then Aaron got 5 points for objectives being held and then first strike achieved, and also Slay the Warlord picked up as well. So 18 points to 7, the final score here. A pretty clear victory for the Orks, so they've set a standard here. And it's the start of the season 7. So a good start for the Orks, but we have no idea this time around who's going to be the top of the league. It really is open to multiple factions here, either factions that have been on the channel for a long time or new factions arriving and that are currently in the pipeline as well. But it's a free-for-all here in Season 7, but we mark the start of this season with an Ork victory here against the Deathwatch Space Marines. Keep a look out for this clash here in the future. I'm sure the Deathwatch will replan or plan again for another strike here against the Orks, but in this particular game, Gutrippa being dragged away at the back of a truck here. No, not dragged away. He's actually in the back here heading off towards the Deathwatch position, but Orks have triumphed here in this game. Thanks to Aaron for coming down and taking part in the battle. Great to see his Deathwatch army on the table. And just to mention, Aaron does painting commissions, so you can check out the website, rubriconpaintingservices.com. I'll put the link in the video description below. So if you like the look of the Deathwatch army, that's the standard that he paints to. As you can go onto the website and see the gallery there and get in contact with him if you're looking for models to be painted up. But great game. I've enjoyed this. Always enjoyable, Orks versus Deathwatch. But keep a look out for these two factions in the future. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Alright, so units of the game. Both sides had units that did do well. Aaron's flyers, decent harassment from them. Firepower's excellent. The ability to move across the board. But it's going to grant it, in this particular game, it's going to give it to the Dreadnought that was here. A cheaper unit, but its firepower's decent enough. It got into close combat, held up the Ork boys, destroyed the Ork truck. So for the points that Aaron paid, he's saying that it was well worth taking. So he's going to grant unit of the game to the Dreadnought, which has just come off the painting desk. Actually, he's been working on that model to get it on the board. And then for the Orks, tank busters were good. Their firepower was frightening. Gutrippa, it was a good display from him again. They're going to give it to the guns though. Going to give it to Grotz, would you believe? And that gun in particular, remember it was the firepower from that that took out Artemis on Overwatch. And then some decent firepower from that particular gun. It's seriously burnt out. It's taken 5 wounds here. But now the barrels can cool down. Napoleon Gitsmasher can start the repairs here. But I'm going to give it to the Grot guns. Their firepower, in general, helped shift the shape of the game and the course of the battle for the Orks.